Hello, dear friends. We believed that we have freedom of expression in a free country, but we are being watched as if we were common criminals. Instead of monitoring known and unknown bad guys, they are dedicated to monitoring public disclosures, legal and collegiate career journalists without a court order. They don't have any right. They have lost their minds and perhaps their souls. With the price of free speech comes the price of kindness and civility, even toward those who express views we do not share. Opinion piece. Slow transition. Preconditions for RV. The ship keeps rocking. Infinite ping-pong game. New decentralized internet. Let's start. According to Vital Frosty, the consciousness of incarnated human beings is not yet broad enough to truly understand what a planetary transition is. This is understandable because souls on Earth have never experienced such an event. In fact, the messages transmitted tell us that the Earth transition is an event that affects the entire galaxy, because Earth is one of the most important planets in this quadrant of the universe. We should not focus too much on dates or deadlines, because time is not linear at the universe level. It is told only in a world of duality, where the soul incarnates and disembodies from time to time. In these circumstances, time is counted the way we all know it, because we have experienced it in every life on this planet. At the higher levels, where the consciousness of the galactic brothers who supports us is located, the time windows are adjusted to our calendar so that we can understand or at least track and compare the events we are currently experiencing. It is within this window of time, which corresponds to 3 centuries, that the planetary transition will take place. Since it began around 1750, the transition could be completed around 2050. Of course, these dates are not exact, but approximate. But it is clear that we are heading towards its completion. Timelines. The planetary transition follows certain timelines. As everything is frequency, it can also be changed or realigned, and it is the conscious living beings that inhabit this planetary home who determine this frequency. Remember, not only human beings have a living consciousness. Apart from all this, there is a divine plan that determines the destiny of each celestial body, not only of our planet, but of everything that exists in the infinity of the cosmos. However, local consciousness can influence the timing and form of a planetary transition. The divine plan is sovereign regarding the final outcome. In line with the spiral movements of the Milky Way, the Earth has always been determined to make its transition at the beginning of the age of Aquarius. This zodiac window began in 2012, so there are still about 4 decades until the end of 3 aforementioned eras. In 2016, a message was transmitted to us saying that we had 4 years to get used to the new crystalline energies that were beginning to bathe the Earth. That they are beginning to bathe the Earth. That is the period from 2012 to 2016. And that in 2017, the deconstruction of the old Earth, the energetic cleansing, and the disappearance of all evil entities that still seek refuge in the etheric field of our planet. This cleanup began around 2018 and was recently completed. The final part of this purification would be the incarnated entities, and this does correspond to the galactic family. There is an organization called Alliance for the Earth that is in charge for this. Since this can be visible to the physical eye, it is done in a way that most people do not notice. While it seems that everything continues as usual, an exchange of game pieces is taking place, to be replaced this way. Things seem to get worse day by day. But this is also part of the revelations, since everything is visible. These revelations can be compared to a waiting room. There is only one more door to go through before entering the main room, where the party actually takes place. We are in the second decade of the Age of Aquarius. When this decade ends, all the events of the Great Change will have been completed. We will then have 2 decades left to put things in order. It will be the most glorious period of humankind, precisely the moment when the feeling of satisfaction will be that of having fulfilled a duty. The souls prepared for their ascension will finally be able to truly feel what happiness is. The feeling of gratitude will be so great that we still do not realize how great it is. We'll have to feel it to know how big it is. In these last 2 decades, everything that was already known will remain only in the record of the experiences lived. Humankind will now be part of the galactic family of worlds. But before that, much has already been done, even if it has not yet been fully realized. Range light, or gamma light. Gamma light is changing the entire energetic constitution of the planet. Animals, plants, and minerals have already adapted, first by gamma light and in recent years by diamond light. Their consciousness is not as resilient as that of human beings. So, in the last 11 years, they have already completed the transition. This is explained because they do not have an ego that interferes with their natural evolution. The uncontrolled human mind creates problems where none exist. In addition to changing their consciousness, which is still rooted in old beliefs and concepts, humans also have a reptilian hybrid mind, so competition is a constant struggle. This mind needs to adapt to cooperation, since on the old Earth it no longer exists in terms of frequency. The restoration of planet Earth is also taking place on Gaia's level of consciousness. The planetary body also has consciousness, has life. This body has been severely damaged in the course of human existence. Air, soil, water, and all ecosystems have been seriously affected by pollutants emitted by industrial activity. These wounds are being healed by the Earth's telluric movement. This would explain the extremes we see in terms of temperatures, precipitation, winds, seismic movements, etc. These are also the elementals acting in the service of Gaia, all in accordance with the divine plan to promote the recovery of the planet. This must also be completed in this second decade of the Age of Aquarius. As you can see, the planetary transition is not a quick event, but rather a long-term continuous process lasting about 3 centuries. Now we are heading towards its end, and nothing and no one can stop it. Anyone who doesn't agree with these new frequencies is going to leave this beautiful blue planet. In fact, it is a planet that will be even bluer, brighter, more crystalline, or the true Garden of Eden. The ship is still rocking, but if you are tuned to your frequency, there is no danger of falling overboard. I am Vital Frozy, and my mission is enlightenment. End of message. New Internet. Update from Protocol 19 to 20. Protocol 20 unites quantum technologies in an effort to achieve the participation of any company or person capable of participating in the new decentralized Internet known as Web 3.0. This means that instead of relying on large centralized platforms such as social media, the web would be based on blockchain technology and decentralized protocols that give users greater control over their data and online experience. Another aspect of Web 3.0 is greater interoperability between web applications and services. This would be achieved through the adoption of open standards that will allow applications to communicate and share data more effectively. Web 3.0 is associated with the idea of a semantic web, where machines can better understand and process web content. This would mean that data is better structured and labeled, allowing for smarter searches and the automation of more complex tasks. Opinions. Preconditions for RB according to David Lone. Look at events. No date predictions. Dishonesty, greed, and armed conflict make RB impossible. We need a suitable environment. Therefore, we do not need to listen to people who predict dates. We just need to follow events so we can see when it happens. The correct focus according to Anna von Reith. Do you know what happens when you try to focus a camera at the desired subject is too close or too far away and you have to adjust the lens? The same goes for the work we are doing. People often come to town halls looking for individual solutions to their own problems, but what they should focus on is creating a solution for everyone that also solves their own problems. Infinite Ping-Pong according to Time Job. Cliff High and Rainer Fuellmich say it has to be like this because that's what the data says and the Kali Yuga also says it, and whatever the matrix of the universe is programmed for. This is how it will be and it cannot be stopped. But despite this fatalism, there is always a better way to do things. This ping-pong game is a program that was created so long ago that no one knows who actually created it. It's like a broken record if no one lifts the needle on the record player. So we are on an upward trajectory now. But we are in an upward trajectory. Delay according to Logan B. The thick soup of low-frequency garbage that surrounds the planet is proving difficult for the galactic to eliminate, so they are bringing in heavy tools for another group of beings in the universe that would be very effective for this type of work. They knew that the darkness would have formidable defenses in place. We know that the galactics have no obligation to help, but Source has ordered them to free humankind quickly. It is unacceptable that they tell us that they will not intervene until perhaps between 2024 and 2026, and that they will only take action if the Grey Hats ask them to. If they did not carry out the Source order for urgent intervention, it would not just be the Dark and Grey Hats who would have to face the Galactic Council. Full consciousness. The process that leads us towards full consciousness is also developing very quickly, since we are at the gates of planetary ascension. Every day the gap is between those who believe and those who do not. In this final battle between good and evil becomes more evident. I recommend to all servants of the light not to react or try to fight with others. Allow each one to act according to his or her own conscious and evolutionary level. After all, everyone has already decided, at the soul level, their own path to follow. This new cosmic consciousness is born from the alignment of our planet with the galactic center, which occurs every 26,000 years. The alignment opens a portal of light that floods the world with high-frequency energy that activates the DNA, the chakras, and the pineal gland. These energies also trigger the release of old patterns, beliefs, and emotions, which no longer serve you, and which keep you in a state of fear and separation. These energies also bring new opportunities, synchronicities, and miracles that guide the path of ascension. The future moment that will unite humankind is the one in which we will experience first contact with our galactic family. This will be a time of joy and celebration, as you will realize that you are not alone and that you have many friends and allies in the higher realms who love you unconditionally and who have helped you throughout your evolution. You will also realize that you are part of a larger community of light and that you have a role to play in co creating a new reality for the planet. Definition: mindfulness is a practice and way of being aware that involves deliberately paying attention to the present moment without judging it or being distracted by thoughts about the past or future. It is about observing your thoughts, emotions in plural, physical sensations, and the environment consciously, and without making value judgments. Mindfulness is a technique that originates in the Buddhist tradition, but in recent decades it has been popularized and adopted in broader contexts, including psychology, medicine, education, and other fields. It has been used as a tool to reduce stress, improve mental health, encourage concentration and mental clarity, and promote general well-being. Some common mindfulness practices include meditation, in which a specific time is set aside to focus attention on breathing, bodily sensations, or any other object of attention, as well as incorporating mindfulness into activities, everyday activities such as eating, walking, or simply being present in daily activities. Mindfulness is based on the idea that living consciously in the present, you can reduce ruminating thoughts about past mistakes or worry about the future, which can lead to greater inner peace and a better quality of life. It has been used in therapy such as acceptance and commitment therapy and mindfulness-based cognitive behavioral therapy to treat a variety of mental health conditions such as depression and anxiety. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.